LEDs come in many sizes and colors, but most beginners start with these. The standard 3 and 5mm LEDs are easy to use and available at practically every hobby store. Most importantly, they are cheap. These kits contain hundreds of LEDs and I got them for less than $10 each. But eventually, a day comes when you want to make something more than just a quick breadboard project, maybe a cool flashlight or a custom lamp. The light these LEDs produce doesn't look very good, so you start searching for better LEDs and you realize they're either expensive or impossible to solder by hand. For a while, I've been trying to find high-quality LEDs that are both affordable and simple enough for beginners to use. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can recommend yet. Through-hole LEDs are out of the question. They're simply not bright enough, and even if you connect many of them together, this will not make up for their mediocre light quality. Plus, they are less efficient. That is why you never find them inside LED light bulbs. These star-shaped LEDs are much brighter. This particular unit is a 1-watt model capable of 300 milliamps. But again, the light is anything but pleasant looking. It is supposed to be white, but it is noticeably bluish. I have another model that is supposed to produce warm white, but to me it looks somewhat greenish. Here's how they compare to a quality studio light. I'd say there's a big difference. One day I also found these LED modules on AliExpress. They do look much better, but the voltage spec in the description was inaccurate, I do not know their current rating, and I'm not a big fan of the parallel wiring of the LEDs. Wait a minute, I can make my own LED modules. I can pick high-quality LED chips and design a PCB that is do-it-yourself friendly. How hard could it be? Well, it has always been easy to design custom electronics with my sponsor JLCPCB. The company produces professional-grade circuit boards of all kinds, including aluminum, flex, and rigid multi-layer PCBs. I've been using their services for all my personal projects and prototypes, and I recommend them with full confidence. JLCPCB is now making 6-layer circuit boards accessible to everyone, with low prices and quick turnaround times. So even if you are a small engineering team, you can get 6-layer PCBs for as low as $2, with an additional $30 coupon for new users. With JLCPCB, advanced multi-layer designs are no longer a luxury. Enjoy faster prototyping, great reliability, and flawless signal integrity. Plus, get free via-in-pad and nickel gold finish. Follow my link below to get your free $30 coupon and order high-quality circuit boards from JLCPCB. And now back to the project. For my custom LED module, I set the following goals. First and foremost, I wanted high-quality white light with good color accuracy and decent brightness. Secondly, my module had to have adequate cooling, because even the best LEDs produce heat. It also had to be DIY friendly, which means easy wiring and mounting. And finally, I wanted the module to be reasonably priced. Beating AliExpress is probably impossible, but the closer I get, the better. Okay, so how do you pick high-quality white LEDs? Well, I mostly looked at two specifications: color temperature and color rendering index. Color temperature is expressed in Kelvin, and the number tells you if a white light is cold, neutral, or warm. For example, this is what 3000 Kelvin looks like. The light is visibly yellowish, much like a classic light bulb. Here's 4000 Kelvin, which is considered neutral white. It is the temperature I prefer the most, and it's the setting I use for my videos. At 5000 Kelvin and beyond, the light gets more and more bluish. That is why it is known as cold white light. As for color rendering index, or CRI, it is a number that goes up to 100. It indicates how accurate colors look under a particular light source. A CRI number is considered good if it's above 80. There is also an index called R9, and you want that to be above 50. After some searching, I picked two LED chips by Osram, which is a brand known for its high-quality LED products. They were not the most powerful, but they were cheap and had great color rendering specs: 92 CRI and R9 over 50. These are excellent numbers for a price of just 3 cents per chip. The current rating was relatively low, just 60 milliamps. So to compensate, I decided to use two pairs of LEDs in my module. Since 4000 Kelvin LEDs were not in stock, I used two 3000 and two 5000 Kelvin LEDs. Now let me show you how I designed the circuit board. For this project, I used an aluminum PCB. Not only because the material is excellent for LED lights, but also because I had never made one. If you want to have a copy of my project files, they are available on my Patreon page, along with the PCBs for my other projects. If you want to support the channel, you can also follow me there for updates and the occasional article. LED light bulbs often use aluminum circuit boards because the material makes a great heatsink. It helps the LED dissipate heat more efficiently compared to regular circuit board material. It also helps that I have 4 medium power LEDs instead of a single high power chip. The heat is not concentrated at a single point, so it spreads more easily. I wasn't sure how big my PCB had to be, so I went with a size of 3 by 3 centimeters. This is a bit bigger than these star-shaped LED modules, which also have an aluminum base. One downside of aluminum PCBs is that you are limited to a single layer, but in my case that is not an issue. I simply placed individual terminals for each LED. I can connect them in series or in parallel, which makes the module compatible with a wider range of power supplies. And here I have the actual manufactured PCBs. Apparently, this extra material around all sides is necessary for the manufacturing process, but it snaps right off, and now the LED module is ready for testing. One of the first things I noticed was that soldering wires to the pads was more difficult than usual. Through the thermal camera, we can easily see that when I touch the tip of the iron to the PCB, the aluminum pulls heat away from it, so the solder doesn't melt. The solution was to use my bigger soldering iron, some flux, and a much higher soldering temperature. This is not the best soldering job I've ever done, but it's good enough for testing. As expected, all LEDs work fine. Since I have terminals for each individual LED, I can wire all of them in parallel and power them with around 3 volts. Or I can hook them up in series. 2 of them require around 6 volts to light up, and for all 4 LEDs in series, I need around 12 volts. And now let's test them at full brightness. I have to say, the light quality is really good. Here's how colors look with my module, and now with the 2 cheap LEDs I showed you earlier. Colors from my LEDs are a lot more natural compared to the bluish-white and the greenish-white lights from the other LEDs. Now let's see how much heat they generate. After running for about 10 minutes at full brightness, my LED module settled at around 43 degrees, which is a very safe temperature. I believe that even if the module is put inside of an enclosure, it would not need additional heat sinking. In comparison, this star LED reaches around 53 degrees when consuming the same amount of power. It is 10 degrees hotter, but still within safe limits, I believe. This makes me think that I could have either made my PCB smaller, or I could have used at least 2 more LEDs to get more light. Perhaps I will do that if I ever make a new version. Finally, let's talk about cost. I wanted these modules to be affordable enough for hobby use, but I cannot say I succeeded. On the one hand, the LED chips and the PCB are not expensive. If you order 5 boards and LEDs for them, they will cost you around $5 plus shipping. But on the other hand, soldering SMD components on an aluminum PCB would require a special hot plate, which I do not expect a hobbyist to have. If you want the modules professionally assembled, then you're looking at a price of $40 for 5 pieces, or $8 per module, which is way too much. Technically, you can get the cost per unit lower if you order more of them. For example, 60 pieces cost under $60, but you probably wouldn't have a use for that many modules. Still, I am very happy with how these turned out. Using high-quality LEDs makes a visible difference, and I wonder what other aluminum PCB projects I can come up with. Once again, you can check out the project files over on my Patreon page and subscribe to my channel to never miss a video.